Brexiter, you know, then you see I'd know that once it's all signed and sealed, deal or no deal, there's really gonna be, oh, such a wonderful, cosy, rosy future with a 1950s feel for me, my family, and this, my country, with Bojo to keep it real. Yes, with Bojo keeping it real. Oh, I wish I was a Brexiter. I wish I was a Brexiteer. Then it would be entirely clear why we don't need regulations or to take into any consideration economic reality or any economic logic or any logic. Don't give me logic, because if you bother to Google it, logic was actually just invented by a French bloke. Yeah, no joke, a Frenchie with a fancy name, René Descartes, one of them philosophy tarts. If I was a Brexiter, maybe then I'd fully, suddenly understand just how really it can be that though most leavers, like then I suppose me, look forward to food prices going down, British farmers look forward to putting them up. And no, I wouldn't stop for a single moment to consider really that these two ideas might be totally irreconcilable. I'm no fool, because that's the magic of Brexit. Of course, Rees-Mogg will be bound to fix it. And if I was a Brexiter, I'd call Rees-Mogg Sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. 3 money bags full for you, sir. I'd touch my cap and let him through doors, and if he graced me with a 5-pence piece, all that fucking permanent, condescending, beyond irritating smirk of his, I'd say, well, thank you, sir. And of course, being a Brexiter, I wouldn't feel an utter tit doing it. And if I was a Brexiter, for instance, a Brexiteer who's a plumber, I'd know that though, thanks to the EU, hot water tanks must be kept to a minimum of 60 degrees so we don't all go down with some nasty, horrible disease. Nevertheless, I'll probably think, or at least I'd vaguely like to believe, that British bacteria are healthier, superior, or inferior, or well, whatever, eh? And if I was a Brexiter and said something really pathetic like that in a saloon bar where it's safe to be a complete and utter twat, people would call it idiotic, just very, very patriotic. And if I was such a Brexiteer, you could say a Brexiteer cavalier, except that word's from the French chevalier. Well then, a Brexiter stormtrooper, much better. If I was such a Brexiter, I'd comprehend that once the EU has gone, no one will be able to stop us, flogging all sorts of stuff to anyone, maybe even to Kim Jong-un, something useful to him. For instance, more controllable nuclear bombs. But you can't let the snowflakes stop you, can you? You could arrange for him, Mr. On, to enjoy our batshit, lunatic, deranged dictator discount too. And if I was a Brexiter, I'd also fully understand why the Americans wouldn't bugger us completely, all our industries, why they wouldn't just stick us right up the bum, like they do to, well, everyone. By buying us out and acid stripping, leaving our industries shagged out and near dead. Now they wouldn't do anything like that, really, would they? Obviously. They give us all jobs on golf courses instead. If I was a Brexiteer, I'd say to Brussels, on your bike, and of course we'd get on our bikes ourselves. Yes, we'd have to do that as well. Bikes being just about the only things vaguely industrial that we'll be able to manufacture entirely on our own. Those ones with solid metal brakes, just those ones, I suppose. And rolled up newspapers for when the ridiculously thin tyres blow. But after a while, we could start again, producing good old British things, like cars that fall apart the very first time you put them into gear, and which have ample supplies of spare parts, but only in the lands of nowhere. We could maybe specialise internationally in rusty nails served churlishly in squalid, crumpled, brown paper bags sold to you by surly bastards with faces which should really be covered in squalid, crumpled, brown paper bags. We could take the lead in automation, become a leading technological nation by exporting to the Japanese umbrellas that reverse themselves immediately and completely, automatically. Oh, wouldn't it be great to be back in dear old Blighty? Well, maybe for you it would be, but not for me. I'm emigrating, matey. Because please remember, none of this is my fault. I'm not really an effing Brexiter. Is anyone really a Brexiter?